This is the 2024 Porsche Macan. Now the Macan has been around for 10 years and was always a fun little car to drive. But what's new for this year are two different all-electric versions, the Macan 4 and the Macan Turbo, and yes, it's all electric. And there's some things that are different about this vehicle, both inside and out. We'll take it for a test drive. In the end, we'll give you our pros and cons. So let's start off with the vehicle itself. You can see that there's been an upgrade to the vehicle's look, and that has brought this vehicle both inside and out changes, making it eligible for the North American SUV of the Year category. And it has come down to the semifinals with this vehicle. So that's a really good thing for Porsche because it's one of their best-selling vehicles. Their best-selling vehicle is the Cayenne. So let's take a look at this vehicle and see some of the similarities and differences as well as the vehicle itself. The look of the Macan is, of course, very Porsche, and even though it is an SUV, it has a lot of Porsche personality, including that beautiful badge. The iconic Porsche Stuttgart logo is embossed right there in the front, and it's not a sticker, it's the actual emblem. It's beautiful. LED headlights are new for 2024, as well as taillights. Our test vehicle is the Macan 4, that means it's all-wheel drive, and these are 21-inch alloy wheels on Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires. Big Porsche brakes, well, that's normal. You really can't see too much of them, but they're right here behind the wheel, and this wheel's pretty good looking. The Porsche Macan is a compact crossover. It has roof rails on top as well as a panoramic roof. Down below, the Macan has always had this distinctive pattern of material here. It's more of for off-roading kind of look. This time it is got a pattern on it. It's really nice, very clean. I'm not a big fan of that. I would actually not want that on my vehicle, but again, you can order this car any way you want, and that's when it gets expensive and you start adding all those goodies. 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty comes with the Porsche. Coming around to the back, it is nice and clean all the way down. Very aerodynamic coming off the top. The wiper blade is here. Of course, it's a little different in the back if you're looking at the Turbo. Porsche back here all lit up in the back. This is part of the new design, so it looks like the 911. Macan 4 is here. Very nice and clean across the back. There's no exhaust pipes because it's all electric. The Porsche Macan Electric has two different propulsions. One of the fully electric motors has up to 630 horsepower and 833 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 100 kilowatt-hour battery and up to 270 kilowatts of charging power. With an 800-volt architecture, that fast charging will get you 10 to 80% in 20 minutes. Our Macan 4 to 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, and the Turbo is 3.1 seconds. Both have the fast charging. Top track speed of 136 miles an hour on this vehicle and 161 on the Turbo, and that is a lot of power, and probably go through that quickly. Towing capacity is up to 4,400 pounds, and it also has electric motors, both front and rear, so all-wheel drive on all of them with regenerative brakes. Optional rear axle steering with 2-valve dampers is available, and of course, safety is standard across the full lineup. We are driving one of the North American Car and Truck and Utility of the Year, we'll call them final group before we get to the final three, and that is the Porsche Macan Electric. Now you can buy the Turbo, you can buy a hybrid. This is the all-electric version, and it's becoming popular because people are thinking maybe this works for me, and it might work for you. I've never said don't buy something. If you want it, it meets your needs, fantastic. Just make sure to check with your insurance agent and get a charger in your home and have it installed by a certified electrician, and then let your insurance company know, because that's also an important factor. So while we're inside the Porsche Macan, and I've always liked this little Macan, and I'm a Cayenne, and when you're talking about a Cayenne, it's bigger. This is a compact SUV or crossover vehicle that offers a lot. It really does. I mean, if you think about what it does, it's an SUV, it's 4 doors, it seats 5. So if you're thinking Panamera, which is very similar to this as far as like the layout and everything, the one thing you're gonna see is there's 4 seats. If you want a Cayenne, there's bigger. And their number one selling vehicle is the Cayenne. Now, the Macan's been around for about 10 years, and there's been some changes for 2024, and one of them is obviously offering this electric propulsion. I really do like the vehicle as a whole. Personally, in Europe, they sell these with diesels, so I'm super jealous because it would be one in my garage if that was the case, but I still own a diesel Cayenne, so I am loyal to the diesel. But as far as this particular vehicle, lots of changes. Because remember, over 10 years, cars change. And one of the things you're going to notice is this big, gigantic screen across the front. You've got a full digital gauge. You've got a full-size screen, which is normal. If you've driven any Porsches before, you can press this center screen and you'll get all of your media. Standard is the Bose audio, or you can upgrade to that Burmeister. It is more expensive, but it's 21 speakers, and the audio system is fantastic. If you're an audiophile, it's worth it. I did not step up for that in my car because I'm totally fine with Bose. I listen to a lot of different things. Okay, so now you've got your charging here as well. You press your charging, it'll tell you how long in the system, what's left. You've got your navigation screen, your audio system here. You can connect your phone, and then all of your car connections are here, and that includes the off-road, the normal, and the sport mode. And you can also change your chassis to normal, sport, or sport plus. Changing those drive modes is on this dial here on the steering wheel, and when you do go into that sport mode, it changes a lot of things. Remember, this is a really active suspension, so that it will actually adjust, and suddenly you have a pretty fast car. 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, which is pretty darn good. Now, when you're looking at this vehicle as a whole, those in the passenger seat get their own screen. Now, one thing I have to say, when you have your own screen and you're driving the Panamera, I can't see it. But on the Macan, I can see this. Now, someone had put an audio system on over there, so I can see audio. I'm sure if you're watching video that it totally blacks out to me and I won't be able to see it, and that's totally fine and makes a lot of sense. Normal glove box, and then going down below the center screen, you've got your vents, really nice, super easy to use. And on the left side is the shifter. Not a fan of the shifter here. I'm not a fan of the push button start I want a key, at least the key stub, but this is literally a push button. It's okay. I mean, they're trying to make it all updated, but it takes away from that Porsche mystique. Further down here, you've got your wireless charging. Not a fan for the exact location, should be probably underneath this centerpiece. This is all your climate control here. Heated and ventilated seats are on our test vehicle, which is a Macan 4. Further back, 2 deep cup holders, very nice, because we all are bringing large bottles and things. It allows you to do that. And a nice glove box. Real leather interior. That is important, not fake leather interior. This is the real deal. I think that's a huge factor when driving these cars. A lot of people don't realize that. But what you're getting is leather-free seating, which is recycled interior materials. They call it Econal, which is made of regenerative nylon. You can also get leather seating surfaces. Driver and passenger seats are now 1.1 inch lower than before, and the rear passengers sit up about ½ an inch, and that will give them better visibility from the second row. It also increases the legroom for the second row. LED light stripe is integrated into the thoughtfully designed interior trim in the cockpit and in the doors. Heading into the second row, there really is more legroom, like they said. Nets behind each seat. I do like these one-piece seats. They're really nice. Vents here behind the console, as well as heated and vented seats. 2 USB-C charge ports. Really comfortable seating, and the glass goes all the way back over the second row. There is, of course, Bose audio in the doors. Armrest has 2 integrated cup holders. Again, there are 2 child safety seats on the outboard seating. But I really just wanted you to get a feel for the inside of this car. It's got really good visibility, and I think that's a huge factor that's overlooked on a lot of these crossovers you can't see. This is nice, big glass, low sill, makes it really easy to see, including in the second row. But overall, this vehicle is nice. It performs really well. You can hear the engine. It's so funny. They have like an engine sound coming out. It's a Porsche. They're not going to cut corners on a vehicle like this, and it makes a lot of sense. But overall, this vehicle is really easy to drive. And I think that's one of the things that people get in these electric cars and go, what's it going to be like? Well, you don't have to worry about it in this car. It drives just like a Porsche because it is one. Cargo capacity has increased for the new 2024 Macan to 18 cubic feet of storage. Its seats do fold down 40-20-40. And of course, the cables are here, does take up some space. And the front trunk area, which Porsche has always called a frunk well before Tesla, it's got just under 3 cubic feet of storage, which isn't very much at all. Great for storing this cable. When it comes to the pros and cons for the Porsche Macan, well, I do like driving this vehicle. I think they've done a great job in packaging, and I can understand why this is a very popular vehicle. And offering all electric is part of their lineup. There will be a hybrid available as well, and we'll review that separately. On the negative side, well, the only thing I didn't like was the start-stop button on the left side being an actual button rather than a key, or at least a key stub something. It looks too much like a regular car. Thank God it's still on the left. On the right side, The shifter, I'm not a big fan of the shifter styling, but I guess that's what Porsche has gone to, so you have to deal with that. Competition, the Kia EV6 GT and the Ioniq 5 GT are direct competitors to this. And of course, there's also Ioniq 5N. Of course, if you want a little more power, that would go against the turbo. Now the 2024 Porsche Macan price for the Macan 4 is $78,880, and the Macan Turbo is $105,300,000. Now, we all know, if you've ever bought a Porsche before, that they're going to add it up with all those extras. Oh, you want that extra technology, you want the Burmeister audio, and it's going to be a lot more expensive, which is pretty typical of most German brands. I'm sure you have some additional questions about the Porsche Macan lineups. Put them down in the comments below and let's start that conversation. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and all the links on how to reach me, including the cup of coffee, are down below in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.